What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. I got a rapid review to do today. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I got a couple knives here. I'm going to run through those in the beginning really quickly and then one new knife. I wanted to go ahead and include these all together because they are updated variants of knives that I've had on the channel before that I've done full review for. So if you are interested in those, make sure you search the channel for them. They're out there for your convenience. First, we're going to take a look at another version of the Vosteed Raccoon. This one is a crossbar lock, but I wanted to check this out because it does have those aluminum scales that are very well done. I like these. They're very nice. They give a premium feel to a budget friendly knife, in my opinion. They do look kind of like tread marks, tread wear, or the tread of tires. So I think it's a pretty cool look. The orange is a very pretty color in person. It does have like a little bit of that grainy feel to it. It's not awful. It's still pretty slick underneath of there, but they also did a pretty good job with this cross milling pattern to help give a little bit of extra texture on there. So I really do like this one. Thumb stud action for the crossbar lock is done well. It's not the best that I've ever felt, but it's far from the worst. It feels snappy. They have these thumb studs in here at a very low angle, so you're able to really let that fire going straight up with it. It's very satisfying, and you do have a nice strong lockup on this as well. I'm going to go ahead and set this down for just a second. We're going to bring out the other knife that I wanted to talk about. It's going to be one of my favorite Vosteeds. It's the Datsun, guys. This one is done really well. I don't know if they've changed anything from the time that they've done one versus the other, but I mean, just looking at the pivot and the crossbar lock, it looks like these thumb studs are tighter to the body. They are a little bit lower of an angle, and they are a little bit lower on the body as a whole. But this one just, man, it feels so snappy. It's almost hard to believe that this is a crossbar lock. I wanted again to check this out because I have my own. I just wanted to see for consistency's sake how this one feels. If you guys were turned off by crossbar locks because they don't have a detent, or maybe you've tried one and it was super mushy, I highly encourage you, if you're interested in a gent's knife that has a nice utility blade shape to it, very nice finishes and materials, well done heat treat. Everything on here checks all the boxes for me. Even the factory bearings feel very silky smooth on here. And that front flipper, believe it or not, actually very satisfying to deploy when you're not distracted and messing up. But it is very satisfying to deploy, really good jimping. And Vosteed is just really doing nice things with their build quality on these two. Really quickly, just for size references, just in case you're interested in something like that, I do constitute these as full-size knives, and the reason I say that is because when you bring out the Hedgehog here, which I do consider a small EDC, and the Ankilo, which I do consider a full-size EDC, you can see these are much more in line with that Ankilo than it is with that Hedgehog. So just a couple quick knives out here for that size comparison. We're not going to get too deep into these because we do have the full reviews out there for you. So I'm going to go ahead and just move these to the side really quickly, guys. Let's go ahead and bring out the star of the show, the one that I really wanted to check out, and that's going to be the Rosecraft Nolichucky. This one's really cool. You got D2 steel. You got a spear point-esque blade shape here. It's really interesting how they did the curve here. They almost did like a complete swing. And that's nice because when you go to get that purchase on here, it's angling the tip of that drop point down so that it's trapping the material and really helping you with the cuts. So regardless if you're pulling through or if you're pushing through, this is going to be really, really nice to cut with. All right, we got the Nolichucky here. Let's just see what the factory D2 edge feels like. Very nice. It's very slicey, guys. Very slicey. It is a pass around, so I'm just doing some light cutting with this one. I don't want to go too deep into this. Yeah, very nice. That's what I would expect. Very thin blade stock, very good edge from Rosecraft, very comfortable, no pocket clips or anything to get in the way, very well chamfered. Let's go back up to the desk. The D2 the D2 the D2 came with a nice edge, guys, from the factory, and it has been in the past round, so it still feels, nice, clean, sharp going through the materials. I've cut with it and tested how it's felt cutting. The walk and talk on here, I would say it's very good. It's not the loudest I've ever heard, but it's still very satisfying. Now, I will say on the close, it's a little bit more spongy than the half stop. The half stop is very snappy, but it could be that this just needs to break in, or it could be that it's that stop pin. So on that close, not quite as crisp. On the open, it feels very good. And I do have to just note, I do have to use the nail nick to get it to the half stop, and then I can fling it open with the pinch grip. So I do like that. But man, what a thin blade stock on here, guys. Build quality, very nice. I don't know if this is bone, micarta, or G10, whatever it is. It's polished. It feels very hard to the touch. The pins here are flush. I mean, they did a really good job. The only thing that you can feel is that the surface itself is a different material. You cannot feel any transition. That goes for that back spring as well. I've seen a number of Rosecrafts that have what I would almost call a seamless back spring. Very hard to differentiate where the back spring stops and the scales themselves start. So I like that a lot about this particular model. I also think it's really cool that you cannot see the pivot at all on this one. I think that's very interesting how they accomplish that. It keeps the look very clean, very classy, very classic. I also like the way that they did the bolsters. I think that's very nice. It has a polish. It's not a high polish, but it does have a polish to it, and it matches the little insignia on here as well. I can get 4 fingers on here comfortably, for getting into some packages and doing some light duty cutting. I think this is going to work really well. I think you could, on occasion, use this for some heavy-duty tasks, but I don't think slip joints are just meant for that at all. I think the locks are strong. They'll hold up well, but this to me just doesn't feel like a tall, flat ground blade or even hollow grind that's going to be more of a slicer. This just feels like something that you can drop in a slip, drop in your pocket, maybe put in a pouch or something like that, have around in the garage or on your desk where you're working or anything like that, and it is going to be fantastic for that. Now, if you collect slip joints, this is very well done. It certainly looks really cool, very modern, traditional to me. Really useful blade shape, and I like it a lot. I think they are doing really good stuff. The most impressive thing I think about this, it's just over $60. Just over $60. You're getting D2 with really nice materials and very high quality as far as the build, fit, and finish goes. I think it's a winner, guys. I really like the Nolichucky. This is probably my 4th or 5th Rosecraft that I've checked out. I have a link over there at Traditional Pocket Knives if you want to go over there and check that out. It does help them. It does help me because it lets them know that I'm sending the traffic that way. But I really do like the Nolichucky a ton. I was very glad to be able to check out this aluminum scale version with the crossbar lock of the Raccoon. And the Dotson's just been very consistent, great bang for the buck money. You get a lot of premium for not a lot of dollars here. There's a lot to like. So I hope you enjoyed this rapid review. If you did on your way out, if you could do me a favor, leave a like. Thanks for watching to this point. It does help the algorithm. And a special shout out to all my channel members. You guys are awesome. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.